Well, guys, you see the thumbnail, you see the title. Today's video is an exclusive interview with Abdi Bashir Jr., the first portal pickup for Kansas State and someone I'm super excited to talk to. And I'm excited for you guys to see the conversation, man. It was a really cool conversation. Loved a lot of his answers. And I'm really pumped to see what he looks like on the court this season for Kansas State. Quick reminder, hit the subscribe button. It helps out immensely as we continue to grow this channel. Should have some more interviews coming your way as things work out through the transfer portal cycle. But for now, please sit back and enjoy the video with Kansas State's Abdi Bashir Jr. So coming out of high school as an unranked prospect, you didn't have a ton of teams to hit you up. Obviously, you elect to go to Monmouth and then develop into a star from there. I'm really curious about what the recruiting process was like this time around, having just about everybody in the country hit your phone.
It was pretty kind of like a little insane. Like everybody calling my phone, calling my people's phone, telling them they want me and stuff like that. You know, when I was in high school, nobody really wanted me. You know, so it's like kind of like a whole 180. You know, so but it was great. I just enjoyed it, and you know, that's what you dream of as a kid. You know, except now I'm kind of grown. You know, so I'm not really like enthusiastic and as excited as I was when I was a kid. I'm pretty much just ready to find the right fit and the right program and people that believed in me and make a decision rather quick than later.
So obviously there was a ton of big names after you, and I know that it ended up being Kansas State, so I'm just going to keep this one short and simple and sweet. Why Kansas State? What about Kansas State made it speak to you? Why Kansas State?
It was just like the coaches, pretty much the whole coaching staff, like they just made me feel like valuable, you know what I mean? Like more than just a basketball player. They made me feel like a genuine person, and talk to my people, even ask for my parents' numbers. I don't really give people my parents' numbers, you know, because I keep that to myself, but they asked for talk to my parents, you know. So it was just a genuine connection, and off the rip, like I felt like they valued me as a human being, not just a basketball player. Obviously what I can do on the court, but they showed appreciation for my faith and my religion and things like that, you know. So it's just the little things that hinted me into making this decision.
In your freshman season a couple years ago, you posted about 6 points per game on 13 minutes per game. This past season, you're up above 30, and you averaged 20 points per game, and were one of the best scorers in college basketball. What do you attribute that meteoric rise to?
Yeah, it was just the consistent work in the gym and me believing in myself and having a coach that believes in you. You know, that's the main thing. And that's what I felt like I got from Coach Tang, is just he really believes in me and believes in what he can do for me and what I can do for him. You know what I mean? So, and Coach Rice at Monmouth was the same. You know, he believed in me when nobody did. So it was easy playing for a guy like that. And it just let me be myself on and off the court, let me express myself how I wanted to. And, you know, with that comes a lot of responsibility, but at the same time, I was ready for it. I matured a lot off the court, which helped me on the court. So it was all in all just a great year.
To no fault of your own, it's significantly tougher to make the NCAA tournament in a conference like the CAA relative to the Big 12, the SEC, the Big 10, where you're going to have, 7 or 8 teams make the tournament every year. How motivated are you to get to the NCAA tournament and experience the best postseason tournament in college sports?
Yeah, I mean, that's my goal at the end of the day, to come to K-State and make it to the tournament, you know. So I haven't been there in my career, and I've been in some conference games, some conference semis and stuff like that, but never a conference championship. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to making some noise in the Big 12 and bringing the program back to where it was.
You mentioned in a recent interview that your best basketball is still ahead of you. In your opinion, what does the best basketball version of Abdi Bashir Jr. look like?
Just effective in all assets of the game. You know, I feel like this year I kind of got the year under my belt where I was seeing a lot of coverages and different traps and all sorts of stuff, you know. So now I'm more experienced, and I'm working on everything that I need to work on, my defense, my body. And, you know, once those things just come into play, and that's another thing that led me to Kansas State, was just a lot of resources and a lot of great coaching, you know, so I can learn. You know, I like to learn. I'm a basketball junkie. I want to learn as much as I can, and then once my mind grows, my body grows, you know, I feel like I'll be one heck of a basketball player.
I want to ask you about your brother a little bit. Obviously, for fans that may not follow college basketball as close, they may not know, your brother is one of the most talented players in JUCO basketball, just committed to Auburn, is going to be a really good player there. I'm curious what having a guy like that in your life does to you, especially like growing up super competitive, always on the basketball court. Talk to me a little bit about your brother's impact on your life and your basketball career.
Yeah, it was great. Just having, you know, a best friend, a brother, and somebody I can lean on all the time, and somebody that cares about you, and somebody you can bounce things off of, and ideas and all sorts of things on the court, off the court. You know, we held each other down through tough times or whatever. So it's great having somebody just to lean on when times are tough, when times are good. You know, it's great having a brother that's going through the same things as you, and it just so happens to be your twin.
It's been well documented, but last season you had a knack for going off against some of the top teams in the country. When you guys played bigger teams, you absolutely shined. Everybody's talked about it. You've had 38 against Rutgers, you had 20 against Michigan State, a ton of points against a couple of different of those high major teams. And I'm curious to ask, in a conference like the Big 12, you're going to play teams like that just about every night where there's top 25 teams coming to your house, you're going there. What excites you most about that challenge? Super quick break. If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, 63% of the people watching this video right now are currently not subscribed to the YouTube channel, and feel free absolutely to ignore this and skip this, whatever the case is. But those of you that are watching right now and are unsubscribed, be sure and consider hitting that subscribe button if you love Kansas State, if you appreciate the channel. It's a great way to support me as I continue to grow on this journey, and it's also incredible to bring more K-State fans in like yourself on a consistent basis to see more of my K-State content. Once again, if you're in that 63% or if you're in the alternative in the 37%, I love and appreciate you. Back to the Cats.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to play around great athletes and great basketball players and be around great coaching. I was around that here at Monmouth. I think at Kansas State it might buy a little bit, so I won't have to be as the focal point of everything. You know what I mean? When you have great players around you and you have a good team, so I'm looking forward to that, and everything will just be a little easier. And obviously in the Big 12 it's high level competition. Me, I don't shy away from anything. I like playing against top guys. I want to play against the best guys. I want to see why people are saying that they're better than me. I love it. I love the competitiveness, and I'm with it.
All right, Abdi, for fans that may not have seen you play, or for those unfamiliar with your game, how would you describe your game and what you bring to the basketball court?
Just energetic, bring energy to the game, get the crowd into it, get a lot of buckets, a lot of shots, things like that. And I love interacting with the crowd, talking to the fans, high fives, whatever it is.
One thing that I think you see a lot around the country, especially in the modern era college basketball we're seeing now, a lot of teams will either hit the ground running through the transfer portal, or they'll kind of start slow out of the gates because, it's people of all different backgrounds, all different people around the world coming together. That can sometimes be a lot for a team to overcome. Let me ask you to talk about your leadership and your background. Are you more of an outspoken guy? Are you lead by example guy? Talk to me for a few minutes about your leadership qualities.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest spokesperson when it comes to leading and things like that, but one thing I pride myself in is leading by example. I don't I'm not, I know everybody makes mistakes, but I don't do a lot of, like just young college stuff. I feel like I'm a little more mature than that. I got a goal, I'm driven by passion. So I just lead by example, and I'm a vocal leader too when it comes down to it, but I'm just not the guy that's just gonna go out all the time and lead vocally. I'm more of like a lead by example guy, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win at the end of the day. So.
All right, man, to wrap things up, let me hit you with the last one. What are you most excited for this coming season at Kansas State?
Win. I'm just excited to win, man. I want to put wins on the board, make it to the tournament, win in the tournament. I've never experienced that, so I'm looking forward to that and looking forward to playing in front of all the fans at Kansas State and looking forward to making some noise and bringing the program back to where it once was. And I can't wait to get to campus and meet all the people, and it's going to be a great season.
Well, there you have it, guys. An awesome conversation with my guy, Abdi Bashir Jr. Want to just say a quick thank you for him taking the time. I know it's a crazy time in the transfer portal all the time, but having the opportunity to sit down, talk ball about the Cats, it's something I love to do, and I appreciate the fact that he's super gung-ho about the future here at Kansas State, and I'm pumped to see what it looks like for him. But that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I'll talk to you probably here in the next couple days. I get the feeling this will be a busy week for the Cats, but I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for the support. Have a great day. Go Cats.